All right, good afternoon, everybody. Brett, are we ready to proceed? Chief Compton.
You hear me now?
I got you now. You ready?
Sir, we're ready to go.
All right, let me call to order the State of Nevada Commission on Homeland Security. Scheduled for today, December 9th, 2025 at 2 p.m. We'll kick it off with the roll call. Go ahead, Brett.
Shereen Whipple for the record. Governor Joe Lombardo.
Present.
Sheriff Kevin McMahill.
Present.
Sheriff Darren Balaam. Sheriff Darren Balaam.
Present.
Colonel Kyle Serfolio.
Present.
Todd Fazzulo.
Present.
Mitchell Fox.
Present.
Chief Fernando Gray.
Present.
Dr. Khan. Saw you, where are you?
You're on mute, sir.
Dr. Khan, can you unmute yourself? We'll come back round to him. Chief Richard Edwards. Richard Perkins.
Here.
Harriet Vegas. Chief Billy Samuels.
Here.
George Togliatti.
Present.
James Chrisley. Patricia Wade.
Present.
Bill Welch.
Present.
Karen Burke. Mike Matthews. Skip Dolly.
Present.
Chris Betson.
Present.
PK O'Neill. Saw you. PK O'Neill. Adam Miller.
Present.
Brett Compton. Christopher Delzato. You have quorum. Is there anyone that I called that had microphone issues?
Can you hear me, Dr. Khan?
I can hear you, Dr. Khan.
Okay, perfect. I'm present.
Thank you.
And PK O'Neill, did I finally unmute?
All right, thank you, PK O'Neill. I have you. You have quorum.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item number 2, first opportunity for public comment. First public comment is limited to comments on items on the agenda. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under public comment unless the matter itself has been specifically included on an agenda item as an action item. Public comments may be they will be limited to 3 minutes. Do we have anybody there in Carson City for public comment?
Can you hear us, Governor? We don't have anyone.
I hear you now. So
Okay.
do we have anybody online or on the phone?
I'm not seeing any at this time.
All right. We will close public comment, move to agenda item number 3, approval of minutes for discussion, possible action. Do we have any questions or concerns on the minutes from, bear with me, August 8th? 2025 meeting. Any questions or concerns for any board members? If not, I'll make a motion for approval.
Dr. Khan, for record, so moved.
All right, we'll give Dr. Khan the second. So we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any against? Nay? Hearing none, motion passes. All right, move on to agenda item number 4, statewide national incident management system. In other words, NIMS compliance report, informational only. Chief Compton.
Good afternoon, Commission. Just 2 items to report. This last quarter, Q3 of the calendar year, we had 5,135 people involved with the forces. 251.
Hey, Brett,
Yes, sir.
pull that mic closer. We can't understand you.
Over here, sir. It's You hear me now, sir?
There you go.
Good afternoon, Commission. Update on NIMS compliance, 5,135 online courses this last quarter, 251 in person. Be advised, we expect a dramatic drop in compliance attendance of these courses during the next upcoming quarter. Due to the government shutdown. In the report.
Is that you, Brett?
That's it, sir.
All right. Any questions or concerns on the NIMS process? All right, hearing none, we'll close agenda item number 4, move to agenda item number 5, commission membership changes for discussion only. Brett, are you going to handle that?
Yes, sir. Brett Thompson for the record. I'd like to introduce Special Agent in Charge Christopher Zudo. He is not in attendance today. He is in a special FBI event in Arizona, but he was already committed to. But just quick background on him. Joined the FBI in 2009, started in the New York field office. Spent approximately 9 years in the New York field office before moving to headquarters, in which he was working in money laundering in the South Central region and oversaw 12 field offices. In 2019, we moved back to New York and managed the bank fraud squad. We then moved to San Antonio, where he served as the assistant special agent in charge, overseeing criminal and cyber investigations, and managed 2 satellite offices. We then returned to the FBI headquarters and managed the financial crimes. He was the financial crimes section chief. And in September of this year, he was appointed as the Las Vegas special agent in charge. In the report, sir.
All right, we have any questions? Tell him welcome to his first meeting that he didn't attend.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 6, recommendation for creation of a fuel resiliency committee for discussion and possible action. And Chase, will you be presenting?
Yes, sir. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I'll just go through just the commission itself, just introduction, background, reasons for the committee. So thank you, Governor, Chair, and members of the commission. For the record, my name is Chase McNamara. I'm the policy advisor to the Governor on natural resources. Today, I'm presenting the proposal for the creation of this fuel resilience committee. To give you some background, Nevada's transformation fuel system is one of the most vulnerable in the United States. Recent data makes that clear. Our state has no in-state refining capacity, entirely relies on imported gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. According to the California Energy Commission, 88% of Nevada's fuel supply comes directly from California refineries. Nevada's pipeline infrastructure reflects this dependency. The state is only served by 2 interstate pipelines, one from the Kinder Morgan CalNev pipeline and the UNEV pipeline owned by HF Sinclair. CalNev is the primary source for Southern Nevada transportation fuel, gasoline, and jet fuel, from Los Angeles terminals to Las Vegas Valley. UNEV runs from Salt Lake refinery hubs to the terminals in North Las Vegas, and it provides a secondary but far more limited supply line to Las Vegas Valley. Both pipelines operate at near capacity. CalNev delivers the overwhelming majority of the valley's fuel, while UNEV is constrained by both throughput and limitations in small refining complex in Utah. Nevada has no redundant pipeline system, no in-state backup routes, and no ability to reroute volumes during emergencies when it became apparent. When either line slows or shuts down, the state almost has no buffer. In just the last 3 years in this administration, the CalNev pipeline, which is the primary supply line, has gone down twice. In February 2023, a leak in California forced a shutdown that triggered a statewide emergency proclamation. Then in January of this year, wildfires caused power outages in Los Angeles, which again shut down and disrupted shipments into the valley. In both instances, Nevada avoided an immediate crisis only because the outages were short and local inventories happened to be adequate. These events showed how quickly our system can be pushed to the brink of a single pipeline disruption. When we look at the regional outlook, it's even more concerning, with 2 refineries, Phillips 66 in Los Angeles and Valero in Benicia in the Bay Area, are scheduled to close this year and next year. Together, they represent 20% of the California's refining capacity going into the state. Independent analysis from USC warns that these closures could push gas prices to $7 to $8 per gallon of what it's forecasted. The California Energy Commission warned that by 2026, Northern California may need imports up to 50% of its gasoline, causing collapse in the in-state refining process, more import fuel from Asia. The Homeland Security implications to this, commission members, is that any disruption impacts to police, fire, EMS, evacuation routes, hospitals, airports, utilities, statewide. Nevada emergency operations are entirely dependent on fuel refined out of the state and delivered through a limited pipeline network with minimal storage on either end. Vulnerability extends to our major aviation hubs. For example, Harry Reid International Airport relies heavily on pipeline to deliver jet fuel with limited on-site storage, meaning supply interruptions can quickly affect commercial operations, cargo operations, and emergency airlift capabilities. The airport has no meaningful buffer for when the pipeline shuts down, only storage capacity for limited days on end. And with the Southern Nevada planning a second major commercial airport in the Ivanpah Valley, overall jet fuel demand will increase significantly, further straining a system that already lacks redundancy. Across the state, commercial storage levels typically represent only a few to 5 days to 10 days of supply. Nevada has no strategic reserve in capacity that to keep up with the ongoing demand of a growing population, expanding logistics sector, and an increased military and aviation activity. Together, these conditions create a single point of failure environment where even short disruptions can cascade into widespread operational challenges. So why is this committee necessary? Well, despite the magnitude of these challenges I just listed, Nevada lacks a formal statewide mechanism to analyze fuel vulnerabilities, coordinate with industry, plan contingencies, and prioritize infrastructure improvements. Our current coordination is fragmented. It's spread across multiple industries and agencies and private logistic operators without a unified forum to evaluate threats and develop solutions. From the statistics and studies I just cited above, Nevada must be in a proactive posture must move to, instead of a reactive posture, to a proactive one to coordinate strategy on fuel resiliency. This committee provides a structure to bring state agencies, pipeline operators, industry, trucking, airports, and federal partners together for a durable statewide response. It ensures Nevada's position to address refinery closures, supply shocks, pipeline limitations, and emergency operations with a cohesive, data-driven approach. How this fuel resiliency committee will work. The committee will serve as Nevada's central forum for coordinating fuel supply, planning the risk analysis, and will regularly meet to review conditions, assess vulnerabilities, and guide a unified statewide work plan. By bringing together key public and industry partners, the committee will ensure that planning reflects both operational realities and statewide needs. The committee will centralize data on refinery output, pipeline capacity, storage levels, and market trends, allowing Nevada to identify emergency, early risks, and prioritize infrastructure improvements, such as storage expansion, pipeline upgrades, and redundant supply routes. It will lead to the development of a statewide contingency framework, including disruption modeling and evaluation of strategic fuel reserve. Finally, the committee will coordinate with federal partners to secure permitting support, funding, and will provide structured recommendations to the governor and to the commission here to strengthen Nevada's fuel security and protect critical infrastructure. To summarize this, Nevada is entirely dependent on imported fuel. We are downstream to a refinery system that is constantly shrinking and increasingly unstable. We rely heavily on a single primary pipeline system. This committee gives the state unified structure to analyze these risks and to coordinate across agencies to come up with long-term concrete solutions for the state. Governors, men of the committee, this proposal is before you. I'm happy to answer any questions or concerns.
Do we have any committee or commissioner questions of Mr. McNamara?
Governor, this is Billy Samuels.
Go ahead, Billy.
I got just a couple questions. One, who would this committee be consistent of? And two, who does this committee report to? Does it report to NRAC? Does it report to this committee, or does it report directly to the governor's office?
Yes, sir. So this committee together would be a list of industry representatives that have assets, and the assets do affect the state. It would be a list of state agencies that cross into the pipelines, storage capacity, and industry as well. So, and then it would include federal partners, some of the utilities, airports, local and county municipal governments that kind of affect and touch every type when it comes into the fuel system. To your second question, the committee would report to this commission and to the governor overall. And this committee can be set up to where, it would be either reoccurring reports or be a final report to the governor and to this commission itself.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate the information, and I think it's well needed. I think we've all seen that in the last couple of years. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you.
This is Dr. Khan. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so my question is that obviously this is a major undertaking and a gigantic task for the committee to look at it from a scratch for resources, the refineries, etc. Is there a timeline for this committee to come up with a report? Because as I see it, when this committee completes this report, there would be a major fiscal impact and decision-making process in that.
To answer your question, sir, for the timeline and deliverables, that would come upon once we convene the committee all together. That's where we can kind of list the goal points of, how far, what's the cadence of how often we want to meet to get to that report. And I think, you brought up a good question on the fiscal impact. And I think that's something that's going to be probably analyzed in this report. Depends where they touch in the fuel system, whether if it's an infrastructure upgrade, if it regards permitting, or, looking at evacuation plans. That's something that would be duly noted in the report, would be the fiscal impact, either to the state, to industry, federal partners. That's something that I think we'll analyze along with market conditions as well.
Yeah, thank you. My question, I guess, is does the committee have a year, 6 months, or whatever to come up with some answers or recommendations?
That timeline hasn't been set, sir. That comes upon when the committee meets together. Obviously, They formulate the body. The chair and vice chair are elected. They would be the ones giving the timeline for their deliverables. So I couldn't give you a timeline currently right now. That comes upon when they meet together.
All right, thank you.
So, I have a question. This is Governor Lombardo for the record. Hey, Chase, have you guys explored the position requirements? In other words, instead of just an ad hoc, throw it against the wall, or trying to get people to be members of the committee, have we defined each position and the recommendation of the number of positions? But let me back up. It would probably be easier for us to identify who would be chairing the committee. Would that be Brett?
Brett,
I'll let you take the question, Brett.
so in accordance with NRS, once the committee is established, the committee itself has to elect a chair. So although you can make a recommendation on who the committee elect by NRS, we have to do an actual election during the first meeting of the committee, sir.
But you also have to have a facilitator, right? To bring the committee and schedule and everything else that goes along with it. Is that through Lauren or is that through you?
It'll be through me, sir.
Okay, and then are you aware of any guidelines on associated members for membership of the committee? Or are you
Yes.
going to establish that on your own?
Sir, Brett Thompson, for the record, Chase has a proposed list of members that include major industry players, that include pipeline members, refineries, terminal holders, transportation hubs such as the airports, federal players such as DOT, EPA, and we reached out to DOD's Defense Logistics Agency for rep as well. He has a rep from Trucking Association, Union Pacific, and as well as the Western Petroleum Association. So he has done his due diligence to have a wide-reaching group of diverse stakeholders that would be involved in this strategic investment, sir.
Okay. Any other questions from any members before I make a motion? All right, hearing none. As part of the motion, I wanted to provide a little more skin in the reason being, the reason why committee is being proposed and eventually stood up. So bear with me while I read through my prepared remarks. Nevada's fuel supply is entirely dependent upon imports, which makes the state vulnerable to refinery closures, supply chain disruptions, and national security threats. Maintaining stable fuel access is essential to our economy, public safety, emergency response, and critical infrastructure. Under NRS 239C.160, this commission is responsible for addressing these homeland security issues. And a proposal has been presented to create a fuel resiliency committee to evaluate vulnerabilities and strengthen coordination with state, regional, federal, and industry partners. Therefore, I move that the commission establish the Fuel Resiliency Committee in accordance with the proposal submitted to this commission to assess Nevada fuels needs. Explore infrastructure and storage expansion, recommend policies for supply disruptions, coordinate with federal and regional partners, and advise the governor on long-term strategies, including potential strategic reserves and infrastructure investments. So with that said, that's my motion. Is that sufficient, Samantha?
Yes, I believe it is.
Okay, I'll ask for a second.
I'll second that. I'll second.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any against, nay? Hearing none, the motion passes. All right. Somebody trying to speak? All right, we'll move to agenda number 7, request to allow the Fuel Resiliency Committee to hold closed meetings under NRS 239C.140 subsection 2 for discussion and possible action. Chase?
Hello again, Commission. Chase McNamara, Governor's Natural Resources Policy Advisor for the record. Because this committee will routinely receive security briefings and evaluate vulnerabilities within Nevada's fuel infrastructure, pipeline systems, operations, storage facilities, and emergency response procedures, certain discussions will need to occur in closed sessions. Under NRS 239C.140 subsection 2, Commission may authorize closed meetings when the committee is receiving security briefings, discussing procedures for responding to acts of terrorism or related emergencies, or discussing deficiencies in the security of public services, public facilities, and infrastructure. Closed meetings will be used only for these narrow, security-sensitive purposes where public disclosure could compromise the safety and resilience of Nevada's critical fuel network. And that is it for me, Governor. And
All right,
I'm
we have any
getting
questions? Do we have any questions for this need or reference this need from any commissioners? All right, hearing none, I'll make a motion. Prior to the motion, I'd like to read an additional narrative. I believe that public disclosure of Nevada's vulnerabilities related to fuel supply would likely compromise, jeopardize, and threaten the safety of the public. Therefore, I move that the Fuel Resiliency Committee be authorized to hold closed meetings under NRS 239C.140 subsection 2 when receiving security briefings, discussing procedures for responding to acts of terrorism or related emergencies, or discussing deficiencies in fuel-related public services, facilities, and infrastructure. Is that sufficient, Samantha?
Yes, it is.
Right, I'll entertain a second.
Second,
McMail,
Patty
second.
Wade.
Sheriff McMahill made the second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any against nay? Hearing none, motion passes. Congratulations and thank you, everybody. Thank you for this critical need. All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 8, lessons learned from cybersecurity incident for discussion only. Director Galuzzi. Tim, are you on the line? Brett, do you show him up?
You see,
I don't see him.
we do not see him online, sir.
Governor, this is Adam Miller for the record. I believe Tim is out of pocket this afternoon.
That's nice of him to let us know. All right, we'll table the agenda item number 8 for a future meeting. All right, we'll move into the second opportunity of public comment under agenda item number 9. Do we have any public comment there in Carson City?
No comment in person, Carson City, sir.
Do you have anybody online or on the phone?
There seems to be none. This is Shereen Whipple for the record.
Okay. All right, we'll close the second opportunity for public comment and I'll make a motion for adjournment. Do I have a second? You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna table that motion. Let's go back to public comment under number 9. So this is Governor Lombardo for the record. So I have been made aware of, this is just a general discussion. You know what? Brett, I'll take this offline with you, this general discussion. So we'll move back to agenda item number 10 and make a motion for adjournment. Do I have
This is Mitch Fox. I'll make that motion. I'm making the second.
All right, we have a motion for adjournment. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any against? It better not be. Motion passes. Hey, Bill, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Are you in San Francisco?
Oh, in Reno.
Well, I can see San Francisco behind you.
My office doesn't look quite as appealing, Governor.
All right, everybody. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.